Shopify tutorial for beginners. Hey there, and welcome. In this video, I'm going to guide you step by step through the entire process of setting up your very own Shopify store, starting completely from scratch. If you're new to this, I totally understand how building a Shopify store can feel overwhelming at first. There are so many buttons to click, settings to adjust, and options to choose from. It can be hard to know exactly where to begin or what to focus on. That's exactly why I created this tutorial, to simplify the process and help you follow along easily. I'll explain each step clearly as we go, so by the time we finish, you'll have a store that not only looks professional and attractive, but is also fully functional and ready to launch to the world. Whether you're building your first store or just need a refresher, I'll make sure nothing important gets missed. If you want to jump to a specific part of the store setup or design process, don't worry. I've included timestamps in the description below to help you quickly find what you're looking for. Plus, you'll find a special Shopify sign-up link there as well. Using this link will give you an extended 3-day free trial, and then you'll get access to Shopify for just $1 a month for the next 3 months. So be sure to take advantage of that offer to save some money while you get started. All right, now that you've signed up for Shopify, there's one important step we don't want to overlook before we dive into designing your store: activating your extended trial by selecting a plan. This is a crucial step to make sure you get the full benefits of your trial period and unlock all the features you need. To do this, look towards the top of your Shopify dashboard where it says Select a Plan. Or if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see a small black box. Click that too. I'm going to click on Select a Plan right now. For most new store owners, the basic Shopify plan will cover everything you need to get started, so I usually recommend choosing that one. I'll go ahead and click Select Basic here. Next, you'll be prompted to enter your payment information. Don't worry, your trial gives you time before any charges start, so just fill this out to secure your extended trial. I've entered my payment details, and now on the right side of the screen, I'll click Subscribe. Let that load for a moment. Awesome! We're now successfully subscribed, and if you want, you can fill out your business address and other details here. For now, I'm going to click Add Later so we can move on. Now that we've got our plan set and our trial activated, it's time to start bringing your store to life by choosing a theme. This is where the design of your store really begins. On the left side of your Shopify admin dashboard, look for the menu item called Online Store and click on it. Once the page loads, you'll notice Shopify has already pre-selected a default theme for you. This theme is ready to go and works well for many store types, but don't worry. We'll explore how to customize it or choose a different theme to perfectly match your brand and style. By default, Shopify will always start you off with a Dawn theme. It's a solid, versatile theme that works well for most stores, especially if you're just getting started. But if you want to explore other options and choose a different look for your store, you can easily do that. To find other themes, just scroll down to the very bottom of this page and you'll see a button labeled Visit Theme Store. Go ahead and click on that. I'll click on it now to show you what's inside. Now we're inside the Shopify Theme Store, which is basically a library full of different themes you can use to customize the appearance of your store. As you scroll down, you'll notice there are tons of different themes available, each with its own unique design style and features. Keep in mind that many of these themes are paid, meaning you'll have to purchase them before using them. If you're specifically looking for free options, don't worry, Shopify has you covered. Just scroll back up to the top of the page and you'll see a filter option labeled Free. Click on that and the list will update to show you only the free themes available to choose from. Once you're looking at the free themes, I'd recommend taking some time to browse through them and see which one best fits the style and vibe you want for your store. Think about what kind of products you're selling, your brand personality, and how you want your customers to experience your store visually. I'll click on it to open up more details. If I want to add this theme to my store and start using it, I can click the Try Theme button. But before you commit, you might want to see how this theme looks with a fully built-out store. To do that, click on the View Demo Store button. This will open a live preview of a store using this theme, and you can navigate through the pages just like a real customer would. This helps you get a real feel for the design, layout, and functionality. I'll click on View Demo Store now so you can see what I mean. Here we are. As you can see, the theme is clean and modern, and it shows how products, collections, and other content are displayed. If you like what you see and want to add this theme to your store, just click Try Theme in the top right corner. Shopify will then add Spotlight to your theme library. This process might take a few seconds, so be patient while it loads. Once it's done, you'll see a confirmation that the theme has been successfully added. Now, if you scroll down your theme library, you'll see Spotlight sitting there alongside your current theme, which is Dawn by default. If you want to make your active store theme, simply click the Publish button underneath it, and your store will switch over to using Spotlight for all visitors. But I wanted to quickly show you how you can explore and add new themes, just in case you're looking for a different style or specific features. With your theme selected, the next step is to start customizing it so it reflects your brand and looks exactly how you want. To begin customizing, find the Customize button on the right side of your current theme and click on it. Now we're inside the Shopify theme editor. If this is your first time seeing this interface, it might feel a bit overwhelming with all the options and controls available. But don't worry, it's much easier to understand once you break it down step by step. To help you get comfortable, let's break this editor into 3 simple parts. The first part we'll look at is the navigation area. At the top of the editor, you'll see it says Home Page. This means you're currently editing the home page of your store, the main landing page that customers will see first. We'll explore how to customize this homepage in detail, but first, let's understand the overall layout and options available here. Since we're currently editing the homepage, you'll notice that at the top of the editor it says Homepage. But if you want to navigate to a different part of your Shopify store to customize, it's easy to do. Just click on this drop-down menu here, and you'll see a list of different pages and sections you can jump to. For example, you could select a product page to edit how a specific product looks. Or maybe you want to customize a collection page that groups multiple products together. You'll also find options for other parts of your store, like different pages you've created, your blog and individual blog posts, and more. This makes it simple to move around and edit any part of your store without having to leave the theme editor. I'm going to close this drop-down for now, and let's take a look over on the left-hand side of the editor. Here is where the core of your store's content lives. You'll see a few important elements like the header and footer templates. These control the top and bottom parts of every page on your store, including menus, logos, contact information, and social links. Right below these, you have the option to Add Section. Sections are the building blocks of your store pages. You can add new sections to your header, footer, or main content areas to create the look and feel you want. The third key area is the main content of your store itself. If you scroll down on the left panel, you'll see all the different sections that make up your homepage content. This is exactly what your customers will see when they visit your store. Now that we have a better understanding of what everything on this screen represents, let's start customizing the homepage design. The first thing I want to do is remove this large image banner section at the top. Personally, I feel like it's a bit too big and stands out more than I'd like, which can distract from other important elements. To delete this section, I'll simply go over to the left panel and click the trash icon next to the image banner. Let's do that now. As you can see, the image banner has disappeared from our store preview. Next, I'm going to hide the featured collection section for now. We'll come back to this later in the video when we add and organize products. Hiding it clears up the page and gives us a clean slate to work with. At this point, our home page looks mostly empty, which is great. It means we have plenty of space to start adding the exact sections and content we want. So let's begin adding new content to our homepage. To do this, go to the left side and click the Add Section button. Once you click that, a long list of different types of sections will appear. There are lots of options here, like text blocks, galleries, testimonials, product grids, and more. For now, let's start by adding an image slideshow section, and you'll see it automatically gets added to your homepage preview. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll notice some settings for the slideshow that we can customize. Over here on the left panel, the only change I want to make right now is to toggle on the Auto-Rotate Slides option. Enabling this will make the slideshow automatically transition between the images. Once the image is uploaded, I'll click Done. For this tutorial, I'm building out a clothing store, but the techniques and steps I'm showing you work perfectly no matter what kind of store you want to create. One thing you might notice on this first slide is that the text is blocking a big part of the image, which can be distracting and reduce the visual impact. To fix that, I'll go back to the left panel and make some adjustments. First, I'll change the heading size to small. This reduces the amount of space the text takes up. Then I'll edit the heading itself to something simple and catchy, like elegant. Next, I'm going to remove the subheading entirely to keep things clean and uncluttered. Scrolling down a bit, I'll also update the button label to say Shop Now, a clear and inviting call to action. For the button link, I'll change it to point to our products page by selecting all products from the available options. Another important tweak is to turn off the container. This white background behind the text box is hiding much of our image. With the container disabled, we reveal more of the beautiful picture behind it. With these changes, the image is fully visible and the text and button are neatly aligned to the left side, creating a balanced and attractive layout. In a bit, we'll come back to customizing the rest of the homepage, but for now, I want to show you how to start adding products to your Shopify store. So to move forward, the first thing I'm going to do is click Save in the top right corner to make sure all our progress is stored. Now, I'm going to exit full screen mode on my browser for easier navigation. Once I exit the Shopify theme editor, now let's add our very first product to the Shopify store. On the left-hand side, click on Products, then hit the Add Product button. Let's start by giving our product a title. For this example, I'm going to name my graphic tee. Next, we'll add a product description. I highly recommend using tools like ChatGPT for this. It makes creating polished and engaging descriptions super easy. Just provide some basic details about your product, the tone or vibe you want, and some info about your store, and ChatGPT will generate a professional description for you. I actually went ahead and used ChatGPT for this description, and you can see that some of the text is automatically bolded and italicized for emphasis. If you want to customize this yourself, simply highlight any portion of the text, then use the formatting options like bold, italic, underline, or even change the text color. Doing this really helps your product page stand out and looks more professional to potential customers. Now, let's scroll down to the media section, where we'll upload our product photos. As the images upload, keep in mind you can drag and drop them within this section to rearrange the order. The very first image on the left will be your featured product image, the one customers will see first on your storefront. I'm happy with this clean product shot as my featured image, but if I wanted, I could easily swap it for a lifestyle photo showing a model wearing the t-shirt to create more visual appeal. Scrolling down a bit, let's take a look at some other important product settings. The first is the product category. Honestly, I don't usually bother setting this unless I'm running a huge store with lots of products and categories. For a small store like this one that's just selling a handful of t-shirts, I'd skip this step. What we definitely want to focus on next is the pricing. I want to price this Maxwell graphic t-shirt at $19.99. I'm also going to set a compare at price of $25. What this does is show your customers that the t-shirt is currently on sale, normally $25, but now they can get it for $19.99. This pricing strategy creates a sense of urgency and value, encouraging customers to make a purchase. Little details like these can really help your store when it comes to generating sales. Next, I'll scroll down a bit to make sure that we are charging tax on this product. Now let's configure our cost per item. Let's say it costs us $10 to manufacture this t-shirt. With that set, we can see that we're generating a $9.99 profit, which gives us a solid 50% profit margin. This feature lets you dial in exactly how much profit you want to make on each sale by configuring both your pricing and your cost per item. I'm happy with this, so I'll continue scrolling down. Next, we can choose whether or not we want Shopify to track the quantity of this product. Depending on your business, you might prefer tracking inventory manually, using a spreadsheet or a logbook. But when you enable this option, Shopify automatically tracks your product quantities for you. For example, if I start with 100 t-shirts in stock, every time a customer buys one, Shopify will automatically deduct that from our available inventory and update the count on our dashboard. Next, we can decide whether to continue selling when we run out of stock, and also input an SKU or barcode if applicable. I'm going to leave both of these options turned off for now and move on to the shipping settings. First, we choose whether this is a physical product. You'd only turn this off if you were selling a digital product instead. Next, you can set the weight of your product, choosing from pounds, ounces, kilograms, or grams. I'll leave this at 0 for now, but you can add customs information here if needed for international shipping. Moving down to product variants, this is where you can add options like sizes, colors, or any other variations. This is super helpful when selling clothing. If I click here, I can rename this option to sizes, and then add values like small, medium, and large. Now on the product page, customers can select the specific size they want. You can do the same thing for colors or any other variants you want to offer. You can get creative here based on your product. With everything configured, I'm happy with this product page, so I'll click Save in the bottom right. We've now successfully created this product. If I click the back arrow here, we'll see it appear in our product list. Now, let's move on to organizing these products by creating collections to house them. So let's start by grouping those into separate collections. To do this, go back to the left-hand side and click on Collections. First, you'll notice there's a default collection titled Homepage. I'm going to remove this by selecting it, clicking the 3 dots on the right, and then choosing Delete Collection. Now, let's create our first collection. Click on Create Collection, and we'll give it a title. I'm going to name this one Women's, and this collection will house all of my women's clothing. You can add a description for your collection if you want, but I usually skip this step. One thing I do like to do, though, is add an image for the collection. You can do this by clicking on Add Image. I've prepared some images off camera, so I'll just drag and drop mine here. Once it finishes uploading, I'll click Done. In just a moment, you'll see the image appear right here. Here's our collection image. Back on the left-hand side, we can choose the collection type between manual and smart. I like to have a little more control, so I typically go with manual. But if you have a large number of products in your store, smart collections can be a good option since they automatically group products based on conditions you set. Now let's scroll down and start adding products to our collection. I'll click on Search Products and type in Women's. You'll see all the women's clothing appear here. I want to select each one and then click Add at the bottom. Right now, all my women's clothing has been added to the women's collection. Once I'm done, I'll scroll down and click Save in the bottom right. With that done, I've created my first collection. If I go back, we'll see it appear right here. With all my products and collections created, we can finally go back to the Shopify theme editor and finish customizing our homepage. If I scroll down on the store preview, you'll notice it looks pretty empty. All we have right now is the image slideshow we made earlier. So let's start adding some content. The first thing I'll do is configure our featured collection that we hid at the beginning of this video. I'll unhide it by clicking on the eye icon here. On the right-hand side, you'll now see the collection appear properly. Let's configure this section to display some of the products we just created. I'll click into it here, and for the collection, I want to select our new arrivals collection. Let's click on that, and you'll see the products populate here on the right. Then I want to fix the product image sizes. Right now, the images look slightly different in size. To fix this, I'll change the image ratio from Adapt to Image to Portrait. Now, all the product images will be roughly the same size, which looks much cleaner. I'm happy with how this looks, so I'll go back by clicking the back button here. But now, if I scroll down on my store, now we're left with just one collection here. I want to change the heading text from Collections to say New Arrivals. It looks like my image is being cut off, so I'll change the image ratio from square to Adapt to Image. Now the image shows properly on the right. I'm happy with how this looks. I'll click the back button here to go back. Like we did before, I want this collection list to appear above the featured collection we created. So I'll drag it and drop it right above the featured collection. If I scroll down now, you'll see we have the New Arrivals collection, then the featured collection below it. There's one more thing I want to do before moving on. If I scroll to the top of the store preview, we can see everything we just added. In my opinion, everything looks really good and professional here. The next thing we want to do is customize our store's header. If I scroll up on the left-hand side, I can see my header area. There are 2 sections within it, the announcement bar and the header itself. For the announcement bar, you can customize the text by clicking on it here. I don't think I'm going to use an announcement bar on this store, so I'll just remove it by clicking the trash can icon. The first thing I want to do is add my store's logo to the header. Right now, if you look here at the top, it just says My Store. But ideally, this is where your logo should appear to give your brand a more professional and personalized look. To add your logo, start by clicking on the gear icon here to open your theme settings. Once inside, find and click on Logo, then click on Select to upload your logo file. I've already prepared my logo, so I'll simply drag and drop it here. Now, I'll wait a moment for the upload to finish. Once it's done, I'll click Done. Now, something you might notice is that my logo is white, so it doesn't show up very well against the current background. To fix that, we need to adjust the color scheme of our header. Let's click into the header section, and here you'll see an option for color scheme. Now you can see my logo properly appearing and standing out clearly. There's one small tweak I want to make next. I want to adjust the position of the logo to make the header look more balanced. Right now, the logo is aligned to the middle left. To return to the home page at any time, I can simply click on my store's logo here, and that will bring me back to the main page instantly. The next important area we want to customize is the store's footer, which appears at the very bottom of your website. To get started, scroll all the way down on your store's page until you see the footer section. Click into the footer area, and you'll notice some customization options appear on the left-hand side of your screen. One of the first things you'll notice here is an option to add an email sign-up form. This is a great tool to encourage customers to sign up for your newsletter, where you can offer incentives like discount codes or special offers to build your mailing list and keep customers coming back. For now, I'm going to turn this off, but it's totally up to you if you want to keep it enabled for your store. You'll also see other miscellaneous footer options you can toggle on or off. There are also options to display social media icons, a country and region selector, a language selector, and the icons of the payment methods you accept. Right now, since I haven't set up Shopify payments yet, you'll notice that only PayPal and Venmo payment icons are showing here. Another key section of the footer is your policy links. At the moment, the only policy configured is the privacy policy, which is normal if you haven't set up the other policies yet. Since we're already here, if you want, you can customize it. For example, change the return window from the default 30 days to 15 days, or whatever suits your store's rules. Once you're satisfied, click Publish to save the policy. Customizing theme settings. Click the gear icon to open theme settings. Upload your favicon by dragging your logo image into the favicon upload area. This is the small icon shown on browser tabs. Customize your color scheme if desired. You can keep it simple, like black and white, or add your brand colors. Under typography, change your fonts. Change the heading font by selecting a new font, e.g. Evo. Change the body font, e.g. Archival Narrow. Under animations, enable the 3D lift hover effect for a subtle polished look on product images. Previewing and testing your store. Hover over product images to see the 3D hover effect in action. Click into a product page to review the layout, images, and description. Remember, product pages can be edited just like the home page. You can add, remove sections or blocks to customize. Check your store's mobile view by clicking the mobile icon at the top right of the theme editor. Make sure everything looks clean and optimized on both desktop and mobile views. Final steps before publishing. Click Save in the theme editor. Click Exit. Navigate to Settings, bottom left. Fill out your store details, including phone number, email, and billing address. Go to Payments. Choose your payment method. Shopify Payments is highly recommended for better conversion and user experience. Complete the Shopify Payments setup process. Final Shopify store. Setup, shipping, taxes, domains, languages, and going live. Configuring shipping and delivery. On the left sidebar, click Shipping and Delivery. Here you can manage where you ship and how much you charge for shipping. Click into General Shipping Rates to set shipping rules based on the products you sell, your fulfillment location, shipping zones both domestic and international. Customize shipping rates according to your business needs and shipping destinations. Setting up taxes and duties. Next, click Taxes and Duties on the left sidebar. Ensure you're correctly collecting taxes based on where you ship your products. If you're unsure about tax rules, Consult a tax professional to ensure compliance with your local and international regulations. Managing your domain. Click on Domains on the left. You can either connect an existing domain or buy a new one directly through Shopify. If you don't have a domain yet, buying through Shopify is easier and faster to set up. Click Buy New Domain and search for a domain that fits your store name, e.g., domains usually cost around $9 for the first year. Shopify will automatically connect your new domain, usually within minutes to an hour. Adding languages to your store. On the left sidebar, click Languages. You can translate your store's content into multiple languages. This step is highly recommended if you're selling internationally. It can increase your conversion rates by about 13% in those regions. Once all settings are configured, click the X button to return to the main settings. To launch your store publicly, confirm and your store is now live. Viewing your live store. Click View Store to see your live website. Review your store's look and feel. It should appear professional and ready to start attracting customers. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I do my best to answer every single one. Good luck building your Shopify store, and I'll see you in the next video.